So I'm here documenting my work, and I'm finding myself amused by the fact that we call it paperwork still, or the term paperwork is broadly used to describe documentation. So it was funnier in my head. This is the tedious part of my job, at least until I switch jobs. It's Sunday morning. I'm sitting on my front porch having some coffee. I basically have a full week of work and a half week of work left at this job. Let me tell you what next week is going to be like. I have work for the first 2.5 days. When I'm at my current job, I'm trying to focus on the things that would be difficult for someone coming in to just get done. Anything that's very generic in my field, I leave, well, I don't leave alone, but I leave it for last on the list. If I can't get to it, I'm not worried. So if I have a general x-ray room that needs preventive maintenance done, I'm going to leave that room last on my list, because anybody in my field that has any experience can walk in and do preventive maintenance on a general x-ray room. But I have some strange things that I've been working on that are a little off the beaten path. They're niche items that I've worked with for years, and I really don't want to leave a new guy to walk in and have to deal with that. That will save the company I'm currently working for money and time, as it will allow the new person to transition properly into the position with the least amount of struggle. This week I have the 2.5 days of work. Then I'm driving to Indianapolis for Gen Con, which is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. But up to the point where I get there, I have a lot of things to do. I need to cut my grass today, which I will here. Although my neighbor cut about half of it, it looks like. I have to press shirts. I have to organize for my week that follows this week, because that week I have a feeling will go a lot faster than I expect. Got a lot rolling around in my head. Like I said, lots rolling around, a lot rolling around. I started this week cleaning out my desk and cleaning out and going through all the stuff in the office. I actually work in several hospitals, but I have a main desk that I sit at that I was cleaning out. I'm trying to organize everything, throw away those things that I don't need, or the next person won't need. Just trying to get it in place and not wait till the last minute. So with all this going on, all this rolling around in my head, I've started to drop the ball a little bit on some smaller things in my life. I shouldn't say smaller, but right now at this point in time, they aren't quite as important. I've got a lot going on in this transition, a lot more than I thought. I've also got some creative stuff rolling around in my head. I've also been working on writing a series for the web. That goes in fits and spurts for me, because I get creative things rolling and then I hit a point where I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Sometimes I get stuck a little bit, and so I have to let it ferment in my brain and I work on something else. What this all leads to is I've been dropping the ball a little bit, and I was thinking about my support system. I have an awesome support system. It's incredible. And if you have a good support system, it allows you to do so much more, so that when the slack needs taken up, it gets taken up. Now, you can't rely on this 24/7, 365, otherwise you're just taking advantage of people. But when things get intense for a little bit, they're there, they step up, they make sure things get done. The reality is that a lot of these people, the same people that I'm more than willing, and I have in the past, for most of them, if not all of them, stepped up when they needed me. It's part of being in the clan, which my family, which includes people who are not necessarily related to me. My family is a clan. We take care of each other, but we leave each other the room to go do what we have to go do. I talk about my dad a lot. I don't know if I talk about him on this vlog a lot. My dad does a lot for me. He's always there to talk about business stuff. There's a lot of what's on my mind when I go visit, which that's something that's going to change, that I'm going to miss. Right now I get to go visit them just about every week on my way home from work. Changing jobs, That's not going to happen. I'm going to have to make sure I go see them when I have time. Talk about my dad a lot because I talk to him about my job a lot, or business a lot, but I don't talk about my mom enough. And I want to make sure that people understand my mom is always there and will support me. I've said it 100 times. The reason I can accomplish anything that I've accomplished, which I feel like I've accomplished a lot of things, was because my mom and dad told me I could do anything if I was willing to work for it. And then, the important part, they acted like it was true. And my mom's a big component of that, but she is the one who hems my pants when they're too long, when I buy them and they're too long. My mom is the one who makes sure she does some food prep for me on this new diet. She does it for my brother Steve as well. She's the one that's always there, I don't want to say in the background, but she's just there kind of quietly asking you how things went. She's there to know, she does that whole, I don't even know how to describe it. All I can say, it's the only mom I've ever known. If you don't have a mom like my mom, I think you missed out. You missed out a lot. And as far as mom and dad go, I gotta say, you know, if it was a competition, which I know it's not really, but when it comes to a mother and a father, I win. I win. But it's more than just mom and dad. I've got friends that I consider family. A good friend of mine, Lorinda, she's there. She's solid. Yeah, so my people are awesome. And it makes it possible for me to be me, is knowing that the people I care most about are there to support me. They might laugh at me a little bit when I do silly things. I think all of us have lifeguards in our lives, and they come out and they save us when we start to feel like we're drowning. And sometimes we're the lifeguard. There's another point though, and I don't know why this comes to mind, but now when I was a lifeguard, the thing that I was taught, one of the first things, you can't save anybody if you die. This was taught again in the Navy, but you can't save anybody if you're dead. Now what I mean by that is if you're somebody's lifeguard, what they taught me as a lifeguard was that if someone is taking you under with them, the first thing you need to do is get away from them. Stay on their eye line if you can, but when people panic and they're going under, they may take you with them. You need to get away from them and then reapproach to try and save them. If somebody's drowning, you want at least one person to come back alive. Ideally two, but at least one. When our interpersonal relationships, sometimes we need to get a little distance from somebody so they don't take us under. We don't have to abandon them, we don't have to leave them, but we need to get a little distance. But then there's also the toxic people who will always be toxic. And at some point, when you've had to pull yourself away because they keep trying to take you under, you need to let that go. I'm not sure why that comes to mind because I don't have anybody like that in my life right now. I know that I've needed it in the past. That's it for this week. I'm going to have a lot of Comic-Con video next week, I'm hoping. I might even do more than one post next week. We'll see. If you like what I do, or you even like me a little bit, like, subscribe. Anyway, go make a great week and rock on. The lifeguard's job is to bring at least one person back.